Have you ever wondered why your dog chooses to sleep right next to you, even when they have their own bed? Most people think it's just comfort, or maybe habit. But what if I told you your dog is actually trying to tell you something much deeper? Something emotional, something instinctive, something most owners completely miss. Because when a dog decides to sleep with you, it's never random. It's a message. And once you understand it, the way you look at your dog will never be the same again. Think about this for a moment. Out of every place in your home, your dog chooses you. Not the sofa, not the floor, not even their own cozy bed. You. And that choice comes from thousands of years of instinct. Dogs are descendants of wolves, and in the wild, wolves don't just sleep anywhere. They sleep together, close, packed, protected. Because sleep is when they're most vulnerable. So when your dog curls up beside you at night, they're not just resting. They're placing themselves in a position of vulnerability right next to you. And that only happens when there is complete trust. Most owners think, my dog sleeps with me because they feel safe. But the truth is, it goes both ways. Your dog is also trying to protect you, even in their sleep. You might not notice it, but your dog is always slightly alert. Their ears twitch at sounds you don't hear. Their body reacts to movements you don't feel. Because in their mind, you are part of their pack, and protecting the pack is everything. Now here's where it gets even more emotional. The position your dog chooses to sleep in actually reveals how they feel about you. If your dog sleeps pressed against you or touching you in some way, that's not accidental. That physical contact releases something called oxytocin, the same hormone responsible for bonding between humans. It's the same feeling a child gets when they hug their parent. Your dog feels that with you. They are literally bonding with you while they sleep. And if your dog chooses to rest their head on you or stretch their body across you, that's not just comfort. That's ownership of connection. It means, you're mine, and I trust you completely. But there's something even more surprising. Sometimes your dog doesn't sleep on you. They sleep near your feet, or slightly at a distance. And many people assume that means less affection. But in reality, it often means the opposite. It means your dog is positioning themselves in a way where they can watch over the environment. They're guarding the entrance of your space. Because in their instinct, someone has to stay alert, and they've chosen that role for you. Now here's where it gets even more emotional. Think about the nights when your dog suddenly changes where they sleep. Maybe they move closer than usual. Maybe they press into you more. Maybe they refuse to leave your side. Most people ignore this, but dogs are incredibly sensitive to human emotions. They can detect subtle changes in your mood, your stress levels, even your heart rate. So when your dog suddenly wants to be closer, it might not be about them at all. It might be about you. They're responding to something you're feeling, even if you're not aware of it yourself. That's how deeply connected they are. And here's something that most people never realize. When your dog sleeps with you, they're syncing with you. Your breathing, your movements, your rhythm. Over time, dogs begin to match their sleep patterns with their owners. It's a form of emotional alignment, a silent way of saying, I'm with you, always. But there's also a hidden layer that many people misunderstand. Sometimes your dog follows you to bed, but doesn't immediately sleep. They watch you, quietly, almost like they're waiting. That's because in their mind, they don't fully relax until you do. Your state determines their state. So if you're restless, they stay alert. If you're calm, they settle. Your dog is constantly reading you, even in the dark. And this leads to something very powerful. Your dog doesn't just see you as an owner. They see you as your emotional anchor, your safety, your family. Their entire world often revolves around you. So when they choose to sleep beside you, it's not just a habit. It's a decision rooted in love, trust, and instinct. Now, there's another behavior that might seem small but carries a deep meaning. Have you ever noticed your dog turning around multiple times before lying down, or adjusting themselves constantly? That's an ancient instinct.
In the wild, dogs would circle to make their sleeping spot safe, to check for threats, to prepare a secure place. So when they do that next to you, they're not just getting comfortable. They're preparing a safe space for both of you. And then they settle, close, relaxed, peaceful. Because with you, they don't have to worry. And here's where it becomes truly emotional. For your dog, sleep is not just rest. It's trust in its purest form. Because they're letting their guard down completely right beside you. Think about that. A creature that relies on awareness to survive, choosing to become vulnerable next to you every single night. That's not just love. That's deep emotional security. And yet, many people push their dogs away at night, thinking they're being too clingy, too dependent. But what if, from your dog's perspective, they're just trying to be close to the one being they trust more than anything else in the world? You. Now, this doesn't mean every dog must sleep in your bed. Every dog is different. Some prefer their own space. Some show love in quieter ways. But if your dog chooses you, if they consistently come back to you at night, it means something real, something meaningful, something emotional. And once you understand this, something shifts. You stop seeing it as a small habit and start seeing it as a silent conversation, a message without words, a bond that doesn't need explanation, because your dog has already said everything just by lying beside you. So tonight, when your dog curls up next to you, pay attention. Feel their presence. Notice the way they settle, the way they relax, the way they trust you without hesitation. Because in that moment, your dog isn't just sleeping. They're telling you, you're my home. And for them, there is no safer place in the world than right beside you.